Hey, what's up, people? How's it going? It's Intanger here. I'm on ASA again. I know I made a video not too long ago talking about how I was going to wait and see if it got better. They've been putting out a lot of patches. It has gotten a little better, and I've also been playing on a private server because the official servers are awful. They just had like a 12-hour rollback the other day on officials. Anyway, what I'm doing today is I'm trying to design one of my favorite builds, my classic octagon build. Obviously, I can't really do an octagon anymore because they got rid of 45-degree angle building, and I have not found a way around that. I've only found one structure that has a 45-degree angle snap, that one roof piece, but the only thing you can snap to that edge is another roof piece, so you can't use it to get the angle I want. And even if I could, the other problem is that the clipping is way more strict than it used to be. You used to be able to place ceilings where they would overlap into other pieces nearby a little bit, and it was allowed. But now it's super strict. You can't overlap them even a little bit. And so I'm trying to build my favorite build, and I'm running into many issues. But one of the ones that's like a real deal breaker for me, honestly, and I really wish they'd improve, is light range. Look how crappy this light range is. Okay, so before I would have one of these in like all the main corners of my main platform, and it would light like way over here. It would light all the way over to the next light. The light range was great, and this is the maximum range, the max intensity. And I would actually turn down the intensity on them before, and they would still have an awesome range. Now the range is so pathetic that you can't even light the area. Also, what's that? Look at that. It's turning some off. It can only handle so many lights at once. I mean, the lighting is pathetic. It's really pathetic. The range is so bad you have to have more than one, and when you do, apparently doesn't render them all. What the heck is that about? I didn't even notice that till just now. So this is a shame because this is one of the things I hated about No Man's Sky, was that the lighting was so bad. You couldn't really light your base at night. You could put lights out, but it only slightly improved. Like, it was like vertex lighting that would only slightly improve the very nearest vertexes. Didn't light your character. Didn't light anything else around you. It was pathetically bad. This is Unreal Engine 5. The engine's capable of better lighting than this. Unreal Engine 4 had better lighting than this. So I don't know what they're doing to make these lights so craptacular, but they are worthless. And I tried some of the other lights. The other ones are even worse. Like, this is still the best light, just like it was before, but it's pathetic. So I don't know. That's pretty weak. And there's other bizarre, stupid, weak things too that I don't like. Look at the way that the glass works. I don't know if you can see this because it's very fine-grained, but look how when I move, it takes like a second or two for the image to change. It makes it look like it's just a painting on the wall. And it's super crappy. I mean, it just looks like crap. And I think it's lowering my frame rate too. It definitely used to lower my frame rate. I updated my graphics drivers. Now it's not as bad. It's not as noticeable, but it still looks like crap. And a top-end base, you're gonna have glass. You want to have some glass. I used to have glass all over my old base, and it looked beautiful. Now it looks cartoonishly stupid. And another thing that I run into is this. What the heck is that? Did you see that? You open a door, my frame rate drops to like 1 frame a second. And incredibly bad. I think it actually has something to do with the lighting, because before I added lighting anywhere near my base, it didn't do that. I think if you can see any lights anywhere remotely close by, then it kills your frame rate when you open doors. It's still doing it. Not as bad though. But yeah, I first noticed that when I put like forges near my door. Every time I opened my door, it damn near crashed my computer. So there's so many major issues with this new version that just are ruining my enjoyment of it. I've been playing it anyway. I've been getting back into it. I've been playing on this custom server. That has been pretty fun. This isn't it. This is my single player save, so I can experiment around and try to work out my my main build that I used to love to use all the time. I would use different variations of the same main base build for like 7 years, and I really liked it. And I'm familiar with the layout. I'm familiar with where I like to store all my stuff. So I want to build essentially the same build. I like the look of it. I liked everything about it. So I'm trying to build essentially the same build without the dino hanger, because there are working cryopods, and I'm just going to use cryopods. And this is actually a pretty good amount of space, so I don't really need the dino hanger. I can do raises out here. And so I think this is going to work. This is not even about 2/3 of it, but I've got some of the proportions planned out. I think it's going to work out. I just got to finish building the rest of it. And I think I'll have a good a design that I can use. And don't steal my spot, but I'll show you the underground. If I go on official and someone's built this in my spot, I'm going to be pretty annoyed. But this is what I'm doing. So they've got they've got pillars that you can put sideways. This takes the place of the way that I used to do the fence foundations, where I'd run the fence foundations. Fence foundations don't count as connecting structures together anymore, apparently. So you can't do that anyway. But you can put these pillars sideways and do all this. You can actually use railings in place of these instead, but it takes extra steps to use the railings. It's a little more minimal looking, but it's too much more trouble. I don't even bother. But yeah, you can basically just branch these out. You can reach 3 now instead of 2, which is pretty convenient. So a lot of that makes building on uneven terrain a lot easier. And so I'm using that. But yeah, there's a lot of pros and cons to the new version. A lot of new features I really like. A lot of old features I really love are gone. And one of the big sticking points for me is probably going to be this lighting. I really hate that the lighting is so crappy. And I really hate that these windows are so ugly. And I really hate that my frame rate is so damn bad when I open a door. I hope they work some of these things out, because these are kind of basic things. Really, really basic things. Lighting? I mean, half the day is dark. Why can't I have lights that work, you know? It's like, I just don't understand how they, put this in the game and thought, oh yeah, that's acceptable. 3 feet of light that just crashes your computer if you have a door. Yeah, that's great. What's the point? I guess that's why they've forced dynamic range lighting in the game now, because otherwise you can't see crap at night. But actually, kind of like the way that some maps, including the island on ASE, were so dark, man. They were pitch dark. It kind of added to the survival feel. If you don't have that torch, man, you couldn't see. Oh, speaking of torches, if I carry a torch, that also kills my frame rate, and the lighting range on the torch is also terrible. So I don't know. They've got a lot of issues with lighting. I know a lot of other Unreal 5 engine games have issues with lighting because it's a whole new lighting system, but I was playing Satisfactory, and they've got new lighting, and yeah, it's dark as hell because nobody added lights for their factories because you didn't need them before. But then it was just pitch dark inside factories. But you could add lights that actually did light things. But in general, it does seem an awful lot darker. And a lot of things about the last version of the engine, I think, just worked a lot better for games. Better lighting, way better frame rates. They didn't use weird, I don't know, shader effects or whatever they're doing with this for every stupid little thing like glass. They just used glass, transparent glass. What is this? It's so stupid looking. And also, there's so many things that just look fuzzy. Whoops, launched myself in outer space there. There's so many things that just look fuzzy with the character. Like, check this out. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but the reason why I went with short hair in my character now is because look at her hair. And it's just got this weird fuzzy artifact blur around it as you turn it. Like, look at the back of her head there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got like this weird blurry artifacting on everything. Not just her hair, but especially her hair, but also on her skin, on everything. Like, look, it goes onto her face when I turn like this. It's got like these white artifacts that are left all over her. I don't know what that's about, and I did try higher level settings. It still does some of it. The reason I'm wearing fur is because I'm just shitting my brains out here. It's so annoying. Anyway, yeah, so it's got a lot of issues. Hey, but I did find something really cool. Check this out. I don't know if it's gonna work. Let me get a bunch more of these. So they don't have the wingsuit in here, but I did notice this. Oops, that's a little overkill. So I've got my gauntlets on. Oops, wrong button. Hold on, let me try that again. So they didn't break this movement bug that I really like. It's still in the game. Except for now, since we don't have a wingsuit, you can use the parachute. But you use the gauntlets, you cancel the punch with its structure just like before, and then you just use a parachute instead. You gotta push forward to get a momentum going. I think you can open it earlier and it doesn't hurt you, but if you open it too late, you gotta fix your momentum. Because it still doesn't kick in if you are falling. So you gotta be going mostly level in order to do it. But yeah, you can still get a pretty good distance out. I used to use something like this with the hammer and the wingsuit, where I would just drop onto a new server from transferring and just get to fly around without a tame. It was pretty great. This is not quite as good because there's no hammer. You got to use the element in these gauntlets. But I mean, it sort of works still. If you're on your own home server, you can get around in caves like this. Well, most of the caves on Island are small. You can't really use it, but some of the caves on like Ragnarok and Center, they're so big and vast that you'll be able to cover huge distances really quick with this movement, and it'll be pretty cool. Anyway, so I'm glad at least they didn't break this. I don't know. It's technically, I guess, a glitch, but it's so fun and it's so useful. I'm glad it didn't get removed like so many of the other fun and useful things they removed on purpose. Oh well, that's it for today. Have a good one, y'all. See ya.